Um, Hello, folks. Shintigercurl here. That dude in the straw hat bringing you yet a somewhat not as awesome video as I would like. Now, I'm a little bit emotional right now because if you haven't heard, tonight Daniel Bryan is to announce his retirement from professional wrestling due to injuries, but we can get to that later. I have to get to the show. I'm not gonna try to linger on this too long, but I had to get through it because, yeah. First up, we have the contract signing for the triple threat main event for Fastlane between Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Brock Lesnar. Now, of course, this is a contract signing, so you know how it's going to play out. And of course, Dean calls it out because he's the fucking Deadpool of the WWE and says he wants the Beast Brock Lesnar. Brock comes to the ring, they all sign, and Dean gets right up in his face, ready to beat his face in, but eats an F5 for his trouble, and Roman gets taken out by a table. He doesn't get put through a table, he just gets knocked in the head, a table gets pushed on him, and he gets taken out of the ring. Roman versus a table. Book it, E. First matchup. Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler. This is a pretty decent match. Pretty good back and forth match. Kevin Owens steals the show once again, but in the end, Dolph picks up the win by cheating. So Kevin Owens is not in a good mood after losing to such a fashion. Up next, Charlotte versus Alicia Fox without Brie Bella because Brie is with her husband tonight. I'm just checking the network because it's celebrating and all. And I'm sorry, but okay. Charlotte and Alicia have a pretty good match. Better since Rick isn't involved in it, so that just leaves that alone. Charlotte picks up the win. Nice little matchup. Next up, we have Miz TV with Chris Jericho as the guest, but Jericho hijacks Miz TV and turns it into the highlight reel, of course, with the obscenely expensive Geritron 6500. They talk about their issues with AJ Styles, about how he beat both of them, and how, well, Miz got a tooth knocked out from one of AJ's strikes. This incites AJ to come out, and enters sort of like a mixed brawl as they're all trying to beat the crap out of each other, but mostly the Miz gets eaten up a lot. Next up, Bray Wyatt takes on the Ryback, or should I say Ryberg, considering how he looks right now. Yeah, Ryberg. He's dressed up. He's wearing an exact replica. He's wearing the same attire as Goldberg. The same same small tights, same black boots, same gloves. He's trying to be the Goldberg. This is an okay match. Not really feeling Ryback, but he eats up Sister Abigail. 1, 2, 3, Bray wins, and he gets the crap kicked out of him. Next up, Titus O'Neil versus Social Outcast member Adam Rose. I wasn't really feeling this match. The Social Outcasts are growing on me. I'm just going to check something right quick. The Social Outcasts are growing on me. But this was a match I didn't really care. Adam Rose picks up the win. And like one of my subs say, Titus is solid in the ring, but he's just not interesting to watch as a singles competitor. Next up, Dean Ambrose calls out the Beast. Now, all night, despite having eaten an F5, he still wants a piece of Brock Lesnar and pretty much rips into him for about 5 minutes, calling him all kinds of names and shit out of the book. So, yeah, he's just crazy. But, and then Brock gets in the ring and just utterly annihilates him, just manhandles him, and Dean just keeps getting up. At one point, he gives him an F5. He starts to leave the ring, but Dean gets back to his feet, and he tells Brock to come back. Dean Ambrose, you are my hero tonight. He goes back to lay in some more punishment until Roman Reigns decides to drag his ass out there finally. Apparently, he was a little scared there were tables out there. He has a fear of them. And then Dean hits the Beast with a sun don't shine, taking a page of The Undertaker, and walks out of Suplex City. Next up, the Lucha Dragons. That's right, the Lucha Dragons. Sin Cara is back. Take on Alberto Del Rio and Rusev. Pretty good match. Nice to see Sin Cara back in the ring after his injury. ADR and Rusev pick up the win. We get a little segment between the Golden Truth and we get a segment between the Golden Truth, R-Truth, and Gold Dust, and it was a nice segment, nice little callback to Jimi Hendrix. You got to see it for yourself. Next up, Becky Lynch takes on Tamina to advertise their upcoming tag team match between Becky and her new partner. I don't know if you call it Sasha Banks, and the members of Team Bad, Tamina and Naomi. Sasha was at Ring tonight, as doing commentary. This was a pretty good match. Rare to see Tamina actually have a one-on-one match. Can't remember the last time she had one. Naomi and the Boss get into it outside the ring. Becky goes out to save her, but eats a sidekick from Tamina, who picks up a surprise win. Wow. Good for you, Tamina. And finally, our main event. The New Day, were originally supposed to be the New Day versus the Usos in a tag team tables match. The Dudleys decide, hey, you guys can't have a tables match without us. Bring us in. So the Usos team up with the Dudleys to take on the New Day and a partner of their choosing. Their partner, Mark Henry. We saw a little bit of the return of sexual chocolate. I like that. So anyway. This was a pretty nice matchup. Nice little clusterfuck. Wasn't very long, but it was enough that that you got the points across. Mark Henry leaves because he didn't want the New Day telling him what to do. And the New Day lose with Big E eating a 3D through a table. But somehow I think Jay gets injured. I can't remember who. And then the Dudleys turn on the Usos and beat the crap out of them and put them through tables because the Dudleys are heels now. Yeah. So yeah. And finally, come to the moment. Daniel Bryan, in his home state of Washington, Seattle, Washington, to be exact, comes out to probably one of the greatest pops that a wrestler can get on Raw. I haven't heard a pop like this since Edge announced his retirement. And he pretty much said that the years of his style of wrestling have taken their toll, and the doctors say that he cannot do this anymore. And he really wants to worry. He wants to worry about his health. And all night they've been playing like, I'm gonna get serious for this but all night they've been playing his greatest moments in the WWE. His debut in NXT, his first singles title reign, beating The Miz, him winning Money in the Bank, cashing it in on the Big Show to become World Heavyweight Champion. Defeating John Cena clean for the WWE World title he never held. His tag team partnership with Kane as the member of Team Hell No, which I loved. The Yes Movement occupies Raw was amazing. And of course, culminating in him beating 3/4 of one of the greatest stables in history, Evolution. He beats Triple H, Batista, and Randy Orton all in the same night in 2 matches to become undisputed world champion. And now tonight we have to say goodbye to him because he can't do it anymore. But the one thing that Daniel was talking about tonight was grateful. He was grateful that he could wrestle and that he could make so many friends. And it was just I even teared up. I mean, I shed some tears because who would have thought that a short small bearded vegan from Washington State, from a city that I didn't even know existed until Daniel Bryan debuted, Aberdeen, Washington, could come along and in 6 short years change the industry as we know it. He busted down the doors for a lot of so-called indie stars or internet darlings. He defied the odds, and what's more, the fans took to him. We took to him as a true underdog. We saw the hunger and we wanted him. We wanted him so bad that we rioted, that the fans rioted at the last 2 Royal Rumbles because they didn't get what they wanted, and the WWE was forced to give them what they wanted. So that's just not only the power of who he is, but the power of the fans to let the WWE know that this is what we wanted. And even though he's only been with us in the WWE for 6 years, he's been wrestling for 18 years. So long. For so long. And his career is just cut so short. And he's definitely going in the Hall of Fame. He deserves to go in the Hall of Fame. Just for that reason. Just for breaking down so many doors and being just an awesome guy. And of course, he mentioned Connor the Crusher, and he mentioned his father, about how he was, I'm sorry, about how the Occupy Raw movement was the last time he ever saw him wrestle. And we all know that Daniel's father died shortly after he won that year's WrestleMania, at WrestleMania 30, that year that he won and became world champion on the biggest stage of them all. And he shortly died after that, so that was just big. So, and Daniel was looking forward to what's going on in WWE. He wanted to work with a lot of the new and up-and-coming talent. He wanted to work with Sami Zayn and Finn Balor and Hideo Itami and Kevin Owens, and he really wanted to work with Shinsuke Nakamura. And just when we sign him, this happens. So that dream match is just gonna be a dream. And I was looking at Shinsuke's Twitter, and he was broke. He was just as broken up. All of my friends, everyone who had any kind of connection to wrestling, we're all broken up about this. My friend Iron Twister and Dead X-Man and Sub-Zero and Griffoon and Matty J and TWK and the Spoony one and Little Karibo, who does amazing satire reviews. He was genuinely crying. He was bawling because of this. And we didn't want him to go, but he has to go because everybody says that this industry is fake, that everything they do is fake, that it's not real, that it doesn't hurt. I wish to God that was true right now, because we would not be losing probably one of the most technically gifted men of this generation. We would not be losing the most over man in the modern WWE. He would not have to just say hanging up. This is not, for those of you who don't understand, this is not a storyline. This is not a work. This is not some big angle. This is real life. Daniel Bryan's life as a wrestler is over. But I know, like Edge, he's going to find something else to do. He is going to stay active. Because just because you retire doesn't mean your life's over. Edge has made a great name for himself as an actor. So I don't know what Daniel's going to be doing after tonight. But I just hope that he realizes that he's loved. He's beloved. That no matter what happens, his impact on this industry and the fans in general and everything that he's done in the last 18 years of his amazing career will not be forgotten. And everyone is going to remember the American Dragon. So yeah, that's my video. I was able to stay. I was able to keep myself collected for it. But that's my video. So you do yourself a favor. Just like in my breaking news video about this, leave your favorite Daniel Bryan moment down in the comments, or your favorite Daniel Bryan promo, or your favorite Daniel Bryan match. I know there's a lot to choose from, not just from the WWE, but in Ring of Honor, as well as and the many other promotions that he's worked with. Just leave it below and just get it all out. It's okay to cry. I've cried tonight. I'm not ashamed to admit it, but I've cried tonight because of this shit. And it's okay. So I leave you with this, Daniel Bryan. I'm grateful. I am so damn grateful that I got to live in the same era as you, to see you work, to see you succeed. I'm grateful.